guess we're live. Hi everyone. Sef Alchemist here.
And Innovich behind the camera.
Hello.
So today's live, I'm asking questions. And my first question is, what is occult for you?
Occult. Should we walk a little bit? Or?
Yes, let's walk. Take us for a walk.
Occult. Occult basically means everything that's hidden. It means anything that's behind the scenes. So the definition of the word occult means hidden. It means something that's not accessible to the people, or something that's not mainstream. So this correlates with ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge. It's hidden. It's not for everyone. You have to kind of dig for it. You have to search for it. You have to look for it in order to find it. And the occults, when we talk about tools like tarot, for example, or alchemy, these are hidden tools. They're not accessible to everyone. You have to search for them. You have to look for them. And by doing so, you might find something, and you might find some information, and that information can be beneficial for you, for your growth, for your transformation, and yeah, that's the meaning of occult in general.
How did you get into the occult?
Well, it was a series of steps and phases that I had to go through, and it started with basically digging into the New Age spirituality domain many years ago, about a decade ago, and it started there, and then from there, one thing led to the next, trying to research anything metaphysical, anything that has to do with the spirit realm, with the paranormal, with the hauntings, with the third eye. And then the more I did my research, the more I figured out the occult and the alchemy and tarot, and like it's connected to everything. So it was like a series of steps and phases that led to this journey to happen or to take place.
Say hi to everyone who is joining.
Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Guys, if you have questions for Sef, I'm going to read them to him. So make sure to ask him in the chat.
Yeah.
And my question is, what's your favorite tool when it comes to occult?
Favorite tool is definitely tarot. It's like that's something that I enjoy a lot, and it has all of the knowledge, all of the initiation knowledge is hidden within tarot, and especially with the 22 major arcanas, and it's the best tool to communicate with the spirit. It's the best tool to communicate with the realm of the unseen, and I love the journey of the Fool. It starts with the Fool, and then it's that journey that the Fool has to take. And the Fool here doesn't mean that someone who's like stupid or someone who's not smart. It means someone who just follows the wind and just lets everything behind, drops everything, and then goes for a journey to just uncovering who you are and what you're all about, and yeah.
Okay, people in the chat are saying that the camera is upside down.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think on YouTube with the phone it has to be. I think we need to flip the camera. Now maybe they're gonna see. Right?
Okay, guys, please let me know if it's better if the camera is like
I think
probe now.
YouTube doesn't allow. I think when shooting from the phone for lives, it's. I know it's kind of.
Oh, sorry, we scared the cat. Okay, guys, is it better now? Now, okay, thank you so much. So, Actually, it's actually a very nice question. So a lot of people trying to get into occult and all of these things, and they want to go online. How did you get online? How did you start your YouTube? How did you find which media works for you the best? Because when we talk to occult, it's all supernatural, but it's actually a lot of work that a lot of people don't see. It's like, how is it for you?
Yeah, it's for YouTube. At the end of the day, is just an outlet. It's an outlet for sharing. Because back in the day, when you talk about, like, for example, back in the 90s or the 80s, like the only media that was accessible was like either TV or press, newspaper, magazines, and that's it. And then you have to go through an agency to do all of this. But with nowadays, with social media, it's like a double-edged sword. It's good and bad at the same time. It's good because you can share everything with the world. You can just go and start your YouTube channel or your Instagram account or any account and start sharing with the whole world what you have to say. But at the same time, the information gets lost in translation because there's so much out there. Whereas back in the day, you could release one book and everyone will know about that book, or one TV program and everyone will know about that TV program. Now, everyone can do it, but it has also the potential to get lost in translation and to get lost in a sea of other just like other. You're competing with so many other millions of people out there, and that shouldn't matter to you, because what I'm grateful about is that there's an outlet that you can use. So if you have that outlet and you can use it for yourself. And I think I see it as a very positive thing, because if it wasn't for YouTube, if it wasn't for how the internet made everything closer to humans, then probably I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, because it could be a hobby, it could be a side thing, but it will never have become my main thing. And I think that's because of the internet, because of social media. I know I'm really grateful for that, you know.
So we're in nature. What part the nature plays in your practice?
Yeah, nature is amazing. Nature is everything. We're on Earth. We live because of nature. We breathe air. That's the air element. We exist on Earth. We're physical. That's the earth element. We are alive because of the sun. The sun is fire element. And then we have water. If we don't drink water, we're gonna die. So the four elements are very important. I talk about them in my last video. They're very important in alchemy. They're very important for life in general. So nature is everything. Without it, we can't exist. It's like humans don't even wrap their head around this. They think they're alive because they're just alive. If you remove nature, if you don't connect with nature, you're not gonna understand who you are or where you come from. If you don't look at greenery or grass or the mountains or the water or the sea, you're not gonna know who you are or what you're all about. You're not gonna understand. Nature helps you connect with your core, with who you are, and it helps you become more of who you are, for sure. So connect with nature. It's like, as much as you can, go near water, near a park, a mountain, hiking, camping. Most of us have been through that. Years of connecting to nature. I've been through it. Inawich has been through it. Inawich lived in a forest for how long did you?
Summer.
6 months or something. You have to go through that phase in order to know who you are. You have to go through a phase where you just see nature for about 6 months. That's also part of the alchemical transformation. It's part of knowing who you are. You can't stay in the city and expect that you're gonna transform. It's not gonna happen. So nature is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Rachel is saying that she loves collecting shells. Shells are actually such a gypsy magic.
Yeah.
Like every gypsy is supposed to get one shell in order to become.
I can film.
No, not today. I'm filming you. But thank you. It's every gypsy is supposed to collect a shell, and it's going to be a omen for good luck for them. So it's like always, gypsy magic always has to do with nature. A lot of shamanic magic supposed to do with nature. So what's your you have like an omen or talisman that you actually get from nature, something that you don't buy, but something that you find, and how would you?
Like I have these rocks that I collected from northern Morocco, where in my video in the search for Atlantis, the land where I figured out, well, for me that the land sank there. There's this beautiful beach. It's called Lake Zero Beach, and I picked few rocks from there, and I carry them with me all the time because I carry that energy of Atlantis with me all the time. So yeah, I have things like that for sure.
Okay, because this is like a very unusual life.
We're just in walking.
Okay, so usually, you know, when I notice like when people walk somewhere, it always comes to fashion. So what is Sef wearing today?
Just the usual. It's
Yeah. Do you guys think it's something usual? Do you wear something like this on your daily basis?
it's just the usual, no? This is the usual stuff. My jewelry is there. You know, I got my jewelry with me. My protective jewelry is here. Always a main big statement piece that's right here to suck any negativity that comes around. This is a coat that I wear when the weather is a little bit chill. You know, it can underneath it. There's another layer that I can layer like this, and I can just layer it. It has this kind of like scarfy thing that goes around like this. You know. So,
who is the designer? It's like red carpet event.
I try to, for one thing I want to mention about my clothes, since my transformation kicked in many years ago, the thing that transformed with me back in the day when I was normal, when I was before embarking on this journey, I used to wear anything that's trendy and fashionable. And it doesn't matter if it's comfortable or not. I used to wear anything. I would go to a store, drop so much money on whatever is trendy, whatever is new. I don't care about if it's comfy. I don't care about the materials. I don't care. I just want to wear something that like everyone else, like a sheep, you know, something that makes me feel like, oh, look, I'm trendy right now. I'm fashionable, you know. And then since the transformation kicked in, I dropped all of that. I donated all of my clothes, everything, like my whole thing, you know. Because I'm traveling right now, so I can't carry a lot of stuff with me, and I make sure that everything I wear is comfortable. So when I wear stuff, if you noticed, I never wear tight things. I used to wear things that were tight. So even like my pants, you know, it's very loose because it's comfortable, right? So I don't have to wear something that's super tight. Same with here, like everything is very comfortable. Because the moment I start wearing, now I haven't worn a pair of jeans, and jeans is what humans wear all the time. I haven't worn jeans for about over 2 years. Over 2 years, I haven't worn a single pair of jeans. I don't own them and I don't wear them. So anything that's comfortable, it's loose. It's always loose clothing. It's always things that makes me feel, and even if it's tight, even if you wear it tight, make sure that you feel comfortable. Make sure that you're always feeling comfortable inside the clothes that you wear, because that's very important. Clothes can change your mood. If they're made from synthetic materials, and if they're made from, you know, like nylon and all of these like plasticky materials, and if they're tight on you or something, they might actually block your energy, you know.
It's actually to the point Rachel commented that a lot of people say that wearing black.
It's just black. I wear colors sometimes too, but now I'm wearing black. I feel very comfortable. I feel like I'm in my element. My element is darkness, and I am in my element. And I can appreciate. I look at the green, I can appreciate the green. I look at the blue, I can appreciate the blue. If I was wearing colors, it's gonna distract me from appreciating nature, you know? So for me, people who say wearing black attracts negativity, that in itself has a racist meaning to it. What do you mean by wearing black attracts negativity? Does that mean that the black color is bad? What about the humans that are black? Are they bad? Is that what we're saying here? You know, so be careful, guys. This has a lot of racist meanings hidden behind it. Be very careful when you talk about, oh, black color is not good. What does that mean? You know, like it's a very weird concept that people say, and I'm like, what do you mean? Black is the best color out there. It's an awesome color, you know. So, you know.
Hi everyone joining. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I'm gonna ask Sef on your behalf. And Sef tells me, yes. Oh,
Look at this little puppy here.
by the way, what do you talk like when it comes to animals? What's your ideas on totem animals?
Yeah, they're spirit animals, totem animals. They're very important actually. They help you understand more of who you are. They help you understand your origin, the origin of your spirit, or what you're connected to. If you're connected, for example, to cats, then you can learn from cats. You can learn from cat behavior. If you're connected to dogs or to wolves, you see their behavior and you can learn more about yourself through the animal that you're connected to. If you're connected to snakes, you learn about the snakes, you know what the snakes are all about, and you can learn about yourself through the snakes. These animals usually they might show up in your dream, they might show up in your readings, for example, in your meditations, and these animal spirits, they're with you all the time, and yeah, like they help you understand more of who you are, you know.
How does one know what's his or hers totem animal is?
How sorry, what's that?
How can we know which totem animal is actually like ours?
You're gonna know just by you will know. It's something that there's few ways of knowing. It's either it's something you're obsessed with, you're some sort of animal that you're obsessed with, like
So,
that was an example.
so your totem animal is dog?
Dogs are like always all over me all the time. I don't understand. I'm not a dog person, but dogs love me. I'm not a dog person, but dogs just sometimes they would just come and sit beside me, you know. So it's I'm not a pet person in general. I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh, the pet you put is so cute. I'm not that, you know. I see animals as like me. I see animals as other beings. For me, animals are the same level as humans. I don't have this pet concept in my head. I don't believe that animals are born to be pets. And even if I will have a pet in the future, which I might, I will treat them as like non-pets. I will treat them like beings. Like, hey, you're there, I'm here, let's talk. You know, like. So I don't like it when humans treat animals like it's like they're inferior. Pets are not inferior. They're just as, you know. So for spirit animals, to answer your question, so it's either something you're obsessed with, or like this, like you notice these this connection. You're like, I don't know why I'm seeing snakes all the time. For example, you go out and you're always seeing snakes. Snakes show up to you all the time. There you go. That's the answer. You go out and dogs come to you all the time. Like for me, dogs come to me all the time. And I have a huge connection with Anubis, you know, Anubis from ancient Egypt. And Anubis has the head of a dog. And if you get to know me more personally in my personal life, my behavior is very similar to a dog's behavior, but in a human format. You know, like I'm calm, I'm chill, I'm very generous, I'm nice, but you don't want to come provoke me because I'll bite the shit out of you. Like I'll bite hard. And I'm scary. When I'm scary, I'm very scary. When I'm nice, I'm very nice. Dogs are like that. Dogs, when they're nice, they're very nice. When they're scary, they're very scary. So you have to see how does the animal reflect you, and vice versa. You know. Yeah.
So, for example, there is a comment: bees, phoenix, snakes, and white rabbits usually appear in my dreams. So, when you see animals in your dreams, does it also mean this is your totem animal, or
it could be? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be that it's your spirit animal showing up to you. It means that you have a connection with these animals. Maybe spend more time with them. maybe go to I don't know, go to a location or an area that has these animals and spend time there and see what can you learn from them. Not what It's not the other way around. It's not usually we think animals are again inferior than us. No, see what you can learn from the animal, and you can learn more about yourself. You know.
So having a totem animal, what does it even mean? So for example, you have a totem animal that is
Yeah.
dog. So what does it mean?
It means, so it all goes back to ancient deities and ancient gods. If you go to these ancient gods and deities, they all were half animal in one way or another. You know, you have like these ancient Egyptian gods. They have the head of birds, or they had wings. People say angels have wings. Lucifer has wings. There's deities that like Anubis, the head of a dog. You go to the East in Asia, all of these deities that are mixed, like monkey dogs. They have snake dogs, reptile deities, monkey deities. You know, so these deities who inhabited Earth and created humans, they had blood mixed with animals. They were mixed, and if for me it means that you have their blood. That means, I'm gonna give an example. It doesn't mean that it's right, but what it means is that for me, I might have the blood of Anubis, all the way back from ancient Egypt. After all, what do you guys think werewolves are? Anubis was a werewolf. When there are accounts of people saying, I saw an upright walking wolf or dog, you know, these legends about werewolves, what do you think they are? What do you think Anubis is? What do you think many explorers in the medieval times have written in books that they have seen upright walking creatures that have dog heads? You know, they had dog heads, and they encountered them, they talked to them, they described them. They said they communicate with each other by barking, and they have these huge bodies. They're very strong. They're usually much taller than us. That means this is a race that have existed before. The dog pets that we have are the descents. They're the descendants of these ancient deities, you know? That's why there was cat deities as well. Bastet, Sekhmet, they were felines. That's why we have cats. So for me, it means that the blood comes from there. You have some blood, you share some of those criteria, you know? And then if you, for example, if you think about Anubis, right? Everything correlates. Dogs like me, maybe I have the blood of Anubis, and who's Anubis? He's the guardian of the underworld. And where do I come? From darkness, from the underworld. So everything correlates, you know? I'm not gonna say I connect to Bastet. I have nothing in common with cats. Nothing. Like literally nothing. I have nothing in common with cats. I love cats. Cats love me too, and I love them. But I have nothing in common. So see what you have in common with the animal. What do you guys have in common, you know? So basically...
So for example, you always said that you're connected to Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What kind of animal would be animal of Atlantis?
Atlantis?
Yeah.
I think they probably... Atlantis had all sorts of beings that were mixed, you know? See what you see, for example, in ancient Mesopotamia, you go and see how their gods were. For example, you see these depictions of gods that have wings and had the feet of birds, or they had, like, you know, the heads of the griffins, the head of lions. I think there was a mixture. The beings were mixed, you know, like animals and humans were mixed. It was kind of like a mix of what do you call it? Like blood. It's like chimeras, you know. They were. I think if we were alive, if we see what Atlantis had, it wouldn't make sense to us. It would not. It would be so bizarre, you know. It would be so bizarre. It wouldn't make sense to us. Like mermaids, mermales, same thing, you know. Yeah.
What's your ideas on the origin of Earth?
Origins of Earth?
Yes.
Yeah. Like as in like the inhabitants of Earth, or
Inhabitants, the Earth itself, where everything come from. Like, what do you
Yeah.
think about?
It's we're a very new species. Earth have existed way longer than us. We're new. We were created by these gods that landed on Earth millions of years ago. Every planet in the solar system has different dimensions. So Earth has, I would say, I said it in my other video, I would say Earth has about like, each element is correlated with the dimension. And there are beings that inhabit the wind, there are beings that inhabit fire, there are beings that inhabit earth. We are earth, you know, for example, but we can't see them. We can't see the fire beings, they live in the dimension of fire, you know. Or we can't see the air beings, they live in the dimension of air, which we can't see. The dimension of air is basically where the spirit realm is where all of when people talk about, you know, ghosts or spirits, that's air, you know. That's why we can't see, because it's air, you can't see air. And yeah, so I think there's, each planet has different dimensions. I think Mars have different dimensions, the sun has different dimensions, the moon have different dimensions, Venus have different dimensions, Pluto have different dimensions, all of them have different dimensions. We are on Earth, but on the dimension of the elements of Earth, you know. We can see fire, but we cannot see beings made of fire. The sun, if you think about it, all the ancient Egyptian gods, Ra, the sun god, he's the sun god Ra, right? And he's the shape, he has the head of a bird. And all of these gods, they say they're from the sun. They say the sun is where they come from. When you read the ancient Egyptian scriptures, they say that these bird gods, Ra, Horus, Isis, all of them are from the sun. And Ra, their boss, or one of the big bosses, is Ra himself, is also the sun god. That's why the Egyptians used to worship the sun, because they say those gods came from the sun. Meaning that the sun has different dimensions as well. We see it as a ball of fire, but there's another dimension that have these gods living in the sun. It's either that, or it's a portal. The sun can be a portal to another dimension where these gods came from. These gods that have the heads of a bird, or the head of a dog, or the head of different, and they're usually supernatural. They can create from thin air, they can create fire, they can teleport, they can disappear at will, they can shapeshift. These abilities that we inherited from them because we're made in their image. Even the Bible said it, and other books said it. We're made in their image, so we have some qualities of what they had, but not as much as them. Not how they were. We can, for example, a human can maybe shapeshift, but not to the point of a god. A god, when they shapeshift, they actually shapeshift. You know, a human, if they shapeshift, it might be just like 20%. You know.
But do you believe that we humans, we can shapeshift and do this
for sure,
supernatural things?
Yeah. I can shapeshift if I want to. I can physically transform, and just by intending it. I can intend to transform and look differently, and
Like physically?
yeah, physically. It's like you can intend it and you can completely look different.
Yeah, usually when people talk about shapeshifting, they say, like, for example, if you shapeshift, for example, in a dog. So when you say you can physically shapeshift, are you shapeshifting into your totem animal, or it's like just
No,
like
I'm talking about just changing the features, you know?
like
Features
minor
of the face, yeah.
minor change?
Yeah, minor changes. Like you can start looking different, you know? And you know how there's a proof about that? Just see how we change as humans from alchemical transformation. If, for example, I show a picture of me how I looked like 3 years ago and how I look now, that's shape-shifting. Because it's completely different. But I'm the same person, and it's only 3 years difference. It's very different. Not just like, oh, he grew up 3 years later, of course he's older now. 3 years ago and now, the me 3 years ago and the me now are completely different. That's the shape shifting, because you become your vibe, your aura, your personality becomes something different. That usually happens with humans because they're very slow, so it has to happen throughout years and years. But it's possible to do it on the spot. If you want to do it on the spot, it's also possible.
So it's like
But
change.
you change features.
So you changing features is literally like shape shifting.
I think so. There are also there are um, there are the ways that people say shape shifting, for example, to look like a different creature, to like what they show in movies, like you become some completely like. That's also possible, but very few humans can do that. Like very few, because that's the quality of gods. Only gods can do that, and very few humans can do that. When we're talking about like completely shape shifting, like I can become like as you said, like completely something else, you know. But it's all if you go on the subatomic and atomic and subatomic level, from a physics standpoint, if you can change your atomic composure, then you can shapeshift. You just take the atoms and change them, but we don't know how to do that, you know.
But you know what's so interesting? It's like, for example, when I went on my diet, like I completely changed my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So my eyes went from dark brown to green, yellow,
change
kind of.
color.
Yeah, so it's kind of like if you think it's shape shifting, could be just in these things when we change our appearance.
Yeah,
It's like also shape shift, but it's supposed to be aligned with
yeah,
like with so many other factors.
yeah. Well, you're right. Like taking care of yourself, eating healthy, exercising,
Even becoming
Yeah.
who you are, like practicing your gifts and
practicing your
abilities.
gifts. Yeah. Like there's, for example, I believe that if someone intends to become taller, just taller, right? And if they do the work, whatever they're supposed to do, like for example, eating healthy, running, jumping a lot, practicing basketball every single day, something like that, you know? I'm just giving an example. I believe that they can defy their genes and become taller if they want to. But with work.
Yes.
You have to put in the work. I believe that you can defy your genetics and become what you want to become. This is actually, it exists in the realm of science. It's called epigenetics, and it's been proven. It's been proven that you can defy your genes, whatever you come with that your parents pass on to you. You can defy it and change it. You can. It's possible. That's why a lot of research show that adopted kids, they're adopted, so their genetic composition is very different from their adoptive parents. However, these adopted kids, they're adopted, but when they grow up, they start looking like their adoptive parents. They start having the same diseases as their adoptive parents. And then when they go and check their biological parents, they find that it's completely different. So this proves that these adoptive kids at will change their genetic composition to match their adoptive parents because they spend most of the time with them.
They want to
So
look like them.
They want to look like them. So you pick everything. They pick the disease, they pick the looks, they pick everything. So it's basically, so this is science. So you can defy your you can't say, well, my parents have this, my friends have this. No, if you want to change into anything, you can. You can actually change into anything you want.
I think even that's why the spells, when you do spells for to look better, beauty spells, that's
Yeah.
why they work as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's when the energy is there, when the intention is there, when the will is there, then magic happens. That's how magic works. You know, like,
Okay, we have a question
yeah.
from Wolf Magic Being Snow 888. What's her name? And the question is, I have a question. Why we lose interest sometime?
In what?
Yes, it's a question for Wolf Magic Being.
Lose interest in like
Yes,
specific thing.
can you be more specific about what you might lose interest sometime? But I actually want to ask, what sometimes people actually lose interest in spirituality. They go crazy, like full on into spirituality, and then they lose interest. Why that happens?
Because there's no answers in it. Because it doesn't give you the answers. Because it doesn't fulfill you. Something that's not fulfilling, we give up. We tend to give up. We tend to lose interest when there's no fulfillment in what we do. My previous life, I would get into something and I would lose interest right away because the things I used to do never fulfill me. My job didn't fulfill me. The money I had didn't fulfill me. The people I knew around me they didn't fulfill me. Nothing fulfilled me, and that's why I was losing interest very easily. So if what you're doing doesn't fulfill you, it doesn't give you the answers, then you are gonna lose interest, and then you're gonna drop it. You know.
So are you saying there is no answers in spirituality? This is the wrong path?
No. That's not what I mean. I mean, if it doesn't work for the person, yeah, it might work for some people. For some people are fulfilled for spirituality, but for some others, they don't. And I get a lot of comments and messages and emails about people who are like, "Oh my God, this spirituality thing, New Age didn't work for me. I'm glad I'm finding out this occult." Realm because it's helping me more. So some people, they might have found their path through New Age and spirituality, and some others they might not. You know. So,
Yeah, it's actually that's what Wolf's magic is saying.
Yeah.
So I do spells, I do everything, but that's work, not my way.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's not working.
so
So
if
why,
it's
why
not
do you think is that?
because not everything is supposed to be your way. I've had things that I thought they were mine and they were never mine. You might have things that you think they're yours, but they're not yours. We all think we want to do something just because another person is doing it. Spells might work for some people. Magic might work for some people, but it doesn't mean it's your path. It doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Like sometimes we don't know what our paths are. I never in a million year, imagined that I would be reading tarot on YouTube. Never. If someone came to me years ago and told me that's what you're gonna be doing in the future, I would be like, "Are you crazy?" But it's my path. So back then I thought it was not my path. Back then I wanted to be a light worker. And every time I tried to be a light worker, things were falling apart, you know. So yeah, you have to find what's for you, and then it's gonna work.
So it means if the spells don't work and like everything doesn't work, so it means that's not the tool?
That's not the tool. There's probably a different tool. There's a different tool. There's a different tool. There's a different path. There's a like runes. Runes is a good example. Ina Witch is amazing with runes. Runes for me, I can't read runes. I cannot. But I know if I want to learn runes, eventually, I can read runes. If I want to, right? If I want to read runes, I can. But they're not my tool. So why should I force runes if they're not my tool? You know, like it's as simple as that. Like I love candle wax reading that Ina Witch does, but for me I prefer smoke scribe. It's like it's whatever tool that works for you is you know, everyone has honestly different things. Some people love to make potions. They like to use the water element and make as much potions as possible, and to them that's their tool, and it works for them.
Yeah.
For me it's sigils, you know. For every person has different things, you know. So
Good point. Hi Stormy, hi Red Academian, like hi guys, everyone who's watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section and I'm gonna ask Sef on your behalf. And like continue the conversation before. So what do you think? How do we find out what's the tools that's supposed to work?
oh, it's just,
Especially if you're already practicing, especially if you already tried so many things and it's
Yeah.
still not working.
it's trial and error, and that could be actually very hard because you're gonna be surrounded by people who are gonna tell you like
You should read tarot because everyone is reading tarot.
everyone is reading tarot.
Yeah.
It's the hot shit right now. Tarot is the thing. Tarot. So you have to read. No, it's like it's all trial and error. You have to try any tool possible that comes your way, that the universe sends your way. You're gonna get guided. You're gonna have guidance, and you have to follow that guidance and try. It's try and see how that works for you. You just have to try it, you know. If you try tarot and it's not for you, it means it's not for you, you know. If you just love tarot, like for me back in the day, I just loved tarot. And back in the day when I used to be into tarot, there was no male tarot readers, barely any. There were some, but it's very rare. And I didn't care, because for me tarot had nothing. I don't care about if it's the thing for male readers or whatever, you know, like I just picked it, I loved it, and I'm still loving it every single day. I still use it every day. It's something that you cannot live without. It's something that you're gonna use every single day. That's your thing. If you find that, that's your thing, you know? If you don't, if you do it one day or 2 days or 3 days and then you get tired of it, then of course it's not your thing. It's not. It's not gonna be your thing. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Jess. Hi, everyone who's
Hello,
watching.
everyone. Hello.
Yay. He said hello.
So yeah, so it's basically making sure that you just try these tools, try them, see how they work for you, see how they resonate with you, and then from there on, you pick your favorite one. You pick 2 or 3. I would say always pick 2 or 3 tools. You know, 3 is the number of mastery. So pick 2 to 3 tools that work for you, something that resonates with you, something that you believe in, and then practice it every single day. Every single day, keep practicing it, and that's gonna be your tool. That's gonna be your thing.
So for wolves, magic beans, no 888. Last question. Should I start again, or what should I do if nothing is working?
I would say when it gets there, because at this point, Wolf Magic is saying that they tried like all of this, and
Yeah.
it's already asking the question is already a sign that hey, this is not it. So I would like kind of this is the moments I like to call a pause. You have to kind of give yourself a pause, and I would say for a few days don't use any tool. Clear up your mind. Just don't use anything for a few days. Get away from this tool you're using, from the spells, from your altar, from everything. Just for a few days, just get away, and then see what you're gonna miss the most. See how are you gonna feel? Are you gonna miss doing spells, or you're gonna be fine? If you're fine, then it's not yours. If you miss it so much and you're like, oh my god, I can't wait, I need to do a spell, then it is your tool. You just have to practice it more in order for it to work, you know. And or intend, ask your spirits, ask your demons to send you the right tool for you. Intend it, ask for guidance, and then that guidance is gonna come in time. It's gonna come.
I also think in order when it comes to this, like when it doesn't work, maybe it's just because you do it for yourself. It's very important to do it for others because you need to see the reflection. So
That's true.
maybe it's working, you just said like you don't see it. Did you try to use these tools for others? Did you read for your friends, or did you even, you know, there's so many communities where you can go reach out on Facebook, for example, and say, hey guys, I'm giving free readings.
Yes.
And then try to do free readings for people, and then you know it actually works or not.
I agree. That's actually such a wise thing. Thank you for bringing that up. That's actually really, really important because many times when I try to read for myself, the answer is biased, and it's kind of like reading for yourself or doing when it comes to reading for yourself, there's always this kind of biased energy. It's like for me to do a reading for myself, if I want to know an answer or something, I have to always kind of like take myself out of the equation. It's like I have to remove myself from myself in order to do the reading for myself, if that
Yes, makes sense. Actually, reading for yourself is the hardest thing to do.
It's the hardest thing.
Rachel is actually asking an interesting question. Do you think there are people who don't need any tools?
The best tool that anyone can possess, you already have. It's your body. That's the best tool. We are the tool. We are the tool. We're the best tool. This physical body is the best tool that any human being can receive. The tools we use, like tarot or rocks or crystals or fire or this or that, these are just extensions, other extensions that we use in order to reach finally the final step, which is using us, which is the main tool. Of course, you don't need tools. You can use your body is the best tool, but before you can use your body as the main tool, you have to use other tools.
It's like this tools awakening you. They invoke in your power. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like It's like to change, to change a tire. You have a flat tire, you want to change it, right? You're gonna use your body because you need to lift the tire. But how do you get the tire out of the car? You need a wrench. You need a wrench. A wrench is a tool. The wrench is the tarot. It's the crystals. It's the, you need this wrench, which is this long metal steel thing. You need it. And then you use it with your body. You're still using your body, but you're using it in combination of a wrench. So you're basically combining your body with the wrench, and then you're using the wrench, and then you're turning the wrench, and that's how you can get the tire out of the car. So before you can do this combination, before you get to the point where you're like, I want to wish the tire to be fixed on its own, and you don't use anything, you can.
You go to service.
So this is actually a good question, because a lot of people think that that they really dismiss the body. The body in alchemy is the embodiment of spirit. Me talking to you right now, I'm the embodiment of spirit. See the spirit? I'm the physical form of spirit. You guys are the physical form of spirit. Don't forget that. Your body is the most important tool. And people go and destroy it, and they eat crap, and they eat junk food, and they treat their bodies like it's a garbage bin, like it's a trash. But it's the most important tool, so treat it with care. Yes, your body is your temple. It is a temple.
And your body contains your gift.
It is. It does contain your gift. Absolutely, 100%. By the way, yes. Thank you, Knowledge. Where do you think these gifts come from? They're in here. Your body has them. Healers, where do you think heal? It's your hands that heal. It's your body, So even when I do my rituals, what do you think I use to do the ritual? It's my hands, So the body is very important. Without it, people who don't treat their body well and they think they can do magic, they're delusionals. You can't do magic if you don't take care of your body. You can't, It's just a harsh truth, but it's just how it works. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish I could say, yeah, the body is just,
But no. Harsh truth.
But it's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Yeah,
question from Red Academian. It's Mercury Retrograde, and I had a lot of problem at work. I know it have a lot of things with my spirituality, but what do you think? Please, any advice? Merci.
For Mercury Retrograde, so we're speaking in the realm of astrology, and Mercury Retrograde is huge in the New Age community, the New Age spiritual community. It's huge, right? But it has become to the point where people are overreacting and overdoing it. It's like everything. Okay, so human beings want to blame something or someone. It's just how we're conditioned. And I'm here to share with the world that it doesn't have to be like that. And unfortunately, when there is no one to blame around you, when it's not another human to blame, it's not your partners to blame, it's not your family to blame, it's not your co-workers to blame, it's not your friends to blame, well, we can blame a planet. Mercury, let's blame a planet. Nice. There's no one to blame, I can blame another planet. I'm not even gonna blame Earth. I'm gonna go to another planet and I'm gonna blame it for what's happening in my life. I call a little BS on that, Astrology is a profound art, and it can help. It's also a tool, just like alchemy, just like tarot. Astrology has a lot of truth, and it can be used for divination. But how? And even astrologers, when you go to them and you start, even the real astrologers, they also think this Mercury retrograde is over. It's too much, Maybe Mercury, when it goes retrograde, according to astrology, maybe it does affect certain things. But to blame it for everything that's happening in your life, then you're just being a fool. Take responsibility for what's happening in your life with your own hands. I never care about Mercury retrograde. I'm not even aware of it. I don't know when it happened. Or for me, it doesn't mean anything. Mercury retrograde, Mercury intragrade, undergrade, upper grade. For me, it doesn't mean anything. You know.
But then again, I have this question because I
So-
don't really believe in astrology much as well. I don't use it. I know that are people that can use astrology to a point when it becomes magical, but it's very rare, like occurrences.
Yeah, you have to be a real astrologer, like the real feel. You know.
Yeah, it's like Lily Sanchez is saying, planetary magic is more than Mercury on Wednesday. So, but for example, if we do believe that some humans they came from different planets.
Yeah.
So, for example, if person, let's say there are maybe like thousands of people who only give themselves an excuse not to go to work because of Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
But what if there's like one person who actually had connection with Mercury? Maybe they are from
True,
their
yeah.
solar origin. What if they actually experience a real real effects of this retrograde on this specific planet because
Yeah.
they actually their soul is connected to this planet?
Yeah,
Could it be true?
It could, for sure, absolutely. It could, yeah. I don't think it's everyone, but there's gonna be some few people who are gonna feel that. You know, we all feel the impact of other natural things that happen all around us. We are also natural. Without earth and without air and without fire and water, we can't live. So if this natural elements affects animals, of course they affect us as well. So that maybe if a person is more, as you said, is more connected to a planet or to Mercury per se, then yeah, they might feel it. They might feel like it's throwing them off. But we just remember we can't just always blame Mercury, you know?
But for example, if they are actually affected by
Yeah.
this retrograde, what they should do to ease
Oh,
the
there's so many things. Do rituals. Take a break. Go to nature. Stay low key. Don't do a lot of things that will exert your energy. Try to follow the flow. Whatever you're feeling, follow that flow. Like follow the flow. If you feel that Mercury's driving you nuts, try to calm down. I would do a ritual. I would burn some fire. I would if it's meditation for you, go meditate. Spend time in nature. Try to kind of stay put and kind of stay low key until the retrograde passes, and then move on with your life. You know? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Just to say, and I agree, I'm still learning and always will be. I'm practicing tarot currently and love learning new divination tools. Thank you both. You're very welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wolf Magic Bean is saying, thank you to both of you to clear my doubts. Honestly, I might also add to this point when people are lost on their path, on the spiritual path, I think if you're already on a spiritual path, it's the right path to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're lost, just don't give up, I say.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just sometimes it's like weird timing, weird circumstances, weird surroundings, and then it might all come. Because like the first time I think you pick up your tarot, you never assume you're going to be a tarot reader.
No.
So it's like you don't know where the path is leading, just have faith.
Yeah. Don't give up. That's a good point. Like don't give up. Like I had also a time where I was confused about with tarot. I was like, no, this is maybe not my tool. This is not it. This is I feel like there's nothing happening, you know.
Yes.
But then, to my point earlier, I realized I couldn't get away from it. I could not. I tried and I couldn't. And that's why, you know. And then, but yeah, not giving up is also like it's a good reminder to just keep doing what, you know.
Because it's even hard to like start the spiritual path.
Yeah.
It's like the moment you start, it's like you kind of say to the whole world, "I'm crazy."
Yes. Yeah.
So if you have this much guts in you, just
that's true.
keep going.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. This is not for the faint-hearted. It's kind of it's not an easy path. Like if someone says it's easy, they're lying. It's not easy. It's not an easy path. It's not.
Yes, like Lily's saying, keep studying and let your curiosity lead you. It's like so true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Guys, if you have any more questions, let's torture yourself more. And Rachel is asking, what do you think of the astrocartography? I think that I don't know what it is.
I'm
So
not sure. I'm not sure what this is either.
it sounds very interesting and fancy.
Astrocartography.
Yes,
I don't know what that
Rachel,
is.
you have to educate us on this.
Please share with us
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, I like that your followers knowing more than you or me. This is amazing. Oh, Dolly asking, I'm a teenager girl, probably obsessed with occult, but I got this reading and I came to know I'm gifted, but occult is something very serious and I cannot do it. I have my life, my ambitions, what do I do? So it's like she's been told that she's very gifted, but she can't dedicate her life to occult because she wants to dedicate her life to something else.
Then don't. It's simple.
Yes, you asking Sef, what do you expect?
If the occult is if you're gifted and the occult is too much for you, then don't do it. Then just do what you want to do. You know? See how the universe is gonna, you know. You might learn the hard way, but until then, keep doing what you're doing.
To make it sound nicer, what Seth is trying to say, it's like if you're born with this gift and you're born and someone gifted told you that's the life you're supposed to lead as a cult, it could mean that like one day, even if you reach some kind of like good goals, ambitions, dreams gonna come true, everything might be taken away from you because if your purpose is to be an occultist, it's gonna happen in a very negative way.
Yeah.
But also, from my perspective, if you have these other ambitions in your life, maybe go for them, but don't lose this occult. Like just practice. Like it's so easy to practice tarot.
Yeah.
Just like every day pull few cards and just like watch maybe spiritual channels and just keep it on the side like a hobby.
Like
yes.
a hobby, right?
Yeah, and it's still and then see where it takes you. Maybe it's gonna lead somewhere interesting and maybe it's just gonna die off and it's like this is an omen for you. Look, black cat. So
Hello.
he also like has questions I think for this life.
Do you have any questions?
No, I found my path. It's leading me to fish. I'm good. So there's a lot of people, I know a lot of clients who come for my readings and they are extremely gifted, but they don't practice because they are politicians, they are singers, they are like people who work high-end jobs.
They don't want to show it publicly.
Yes, but before like huge speech they give to people who are into business, they always pull tarot. So occult actually can help you to achieve your normal life goals.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yes.
I like it. That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Oh, Dolly's saying you did the reading for her. You told her that she's gifted.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's it.
I'm like, all right. Sure.
So
The message was delivered already, so.
exactly. King Chris asking how to work with jinns and your experiences.
Rituals, invocations. Invoke them, call upon them, do your ritual. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're calling the good ones, not the bad ones. Make sure you're not doing something stupid like sacrifices that requires harming or hurting other beings. That's not something I recommend or I encourage. But the jinns, demons, that's what they are. You choose to call them jinns. Those are the demons that we talk about all the time. Jinns are demons and demons are jinns. So rituals for invocation, invoke the spirit, ask for their help, ask for their guidance, see whichever you resonate with, whichever spirit or jinn you resonate with, and keep it to yourself. Don't tell others about it, you know. And wait for the results and see what happens. And you have to do the work too. You have to definitely do the work. You know?
What's is there like specific practice to protect yourself from jinns?
To protect.
Yes, when you start working, because I think if the person is asking, it's like it's the beginning of the practice.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, let me know. So
well, we're talking about like malicious, the bad ones.
Yes.
Right. Like
how to protect from them.
Yeah, because if you don't know what you're doing, you might attract some negative entities, and these entities might jeopardize your whole life or your ritual even. So it's all about like you can It depends on the tool that you use. You can, for example, have tarot. You pick a card that represents protection for you, whichever major arcana that represents protection. For you, use it as like intent protection in that card and use it in the ritual. You can also use sigil for protection. I have them at sefalchemist.com. They're my store. You can use those sigils because they intend to be. When you use those sigils in your ritual, the negative entity is not gonna come because I, with my energy, told them to piss off. So my energy is there, so they're not gonna come. Or any other tool. Like you just have to put your intention in some sort of tool, and that intention has to be the intention of protection. So when you do the invocation, you intend, or it could be spell as well, because writing is a very strong form of vibration. You can also intend it with a spell that you're protected, that you're not inviting anything bad or malicious or harmful in this ritual. You either word it, you put it in a sigil, you put it in a tarot card, or you write it as a spell.
That's
These
awesome.
are one of the ways.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
I actually love working with your sigils because like your your dark energy is there, so I don't have to worry.
When I put my intentions in my sigils, it's game over. Whatever I intend there, it's there, and that's it.
Okay, so Rachel explaining to us that astro mapping, it's a chart.
Yeah.
For example, it could tell you which city would make you feel independent or most lucky. Oh, so it's like a astrological chart
It's like
in a way,
astrology,
but like more precise.
for like a city or something,
Yeah.
for a location. That's interesting.
So what's your thoughts on this?
I really don't know. Yeah, if it works for you, if it resonates with you, if you think it's something that helps you figure out what location works for you, just like astrology, it helps some people. Then go for it. But I would say all of these things, they're tools in the beginning. They're good to use. But just like astrology, like when you say someone is a Virgo, for example, or someone is a Pisces, right? Then nowadays, most people want to judge you based on your astrological sign. So tell me, what are you? What's your sign? What's your sign? And you're like, why the heck do you want to know my sign? No, but let me know, what's your sign? So you can judge who I am based on what you read somewhere, right? It's the same for a country. Where are you from? So where are you from? Why? So you want to judge me based on where I'm from? But I'm not where I'm from. I'm not my astrological sign. If I tell you what my astrological sign is, it has nothing to do with what I am. So it's good to use these things, but if I want to find a location where I'm good, where I feel good at, I would just follow the wind and follow the flow of the universe and see where it takes me. I would use my intuition. If I'm dying to go to Hawaii, just as an example, I'm just gonna go to Hawaii because I know the answer is there. That's it. If I'm dying to go to Egypt, I'm just gonna go to Egypt because I know the answers are gonna be there. So using these tools is good, but it's also always combine it with your intuition. Always. You can't just ignore your intuition. Never ignore your intuition. So yeah, you can use this astral cartography or whatever it is. You can use it, but if it gives you an answer, if it tells you this country is the best country for you, feel it. Feel your intuition. What does your intuition say about it? That's always to keep in mind. It's the same with astrology. Astrology is great, but you can't just say, you're this, it means it's this. That's it. Game over. This is the country that is telling me it means it's this. That's it. Game over. This is what it is, and that's it. And always kind of use your aura, use your energy. You are the tool at the end of the day. As I said earlier, you are the best tool is yourself.
Awesome answer. Yeah, let's astrolocate the next orange cut.
Is there one?
Yes.
Oh, it's far away.
Hi Kisara, hi everyone, thank you for joining. And I actually have a question for the people who watch you at the moment.
Yeah, let's ask them something. Yeah.
Yes, what do you think Sef's astrological sign is? Like pick a guess. What do you think, like to you guys? Because this is actually very interesting to me to see because all of you guys watching, I think you know astrology even more than like, for example, us. So
Yeah, they probably know more than us.
yeah,
For sure.
let me know in the comments what do you think that Sef is and why. So it's like this is goes like with judgment or like judged by your behavior, but the thing you say. So Leo, there is Leo, like an earth sign. Yes.
I knew Leo would come. I knew it.
Really?
I knew Leo would come.
Yeah, so it's actually interesting what they're gonna say.
Like, yeah, because nowadays it's the first thing. So what's your sign? What's your sign? Who the heck cares what's your sign is? I don't care about your sign.
We all care. We really want to know your sign. And also,
No, but I'm not like saying it's complete bullshit. I'm just saying it's not the right way to know someone. You know, it's not the right way to say I want. You know, you have some people saying I'm not gonna be friends or date that person just because they're a certain sign. Have you heard of this? It's ridiculous.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. You know, like.
But it's funny, yes. Like I was working in the spiritual community, so like there's a lot when people get to know my sign, always like, oh, she's such this, she's such that, and I'm like, what does it even mean? But it's interesting.
I mean, it's a tool. It's fun. Astrology is fun. It's a tool. It's cool. In tarot, in the Hermetic deck, it's full of astrology. You know, it has a lot, but they're like little elements. You know, astrology. I use it. For example, in the Hermetic deck, I use it as just a tiny element. You know, you can't use it to define a human being.
Yeah.
Just as a small element. You know.
So hi everyone joining. Thank you so much for your questions. And I saw a cool question. Yes, from Lily. Can guardian demon have a name not found on books or known by someone else?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. For me, those are actually those are the real deal. Yeah, those are the real deal. I have myself one of those. Those are the real deal. So yeah, if you came across one that's you've never heard anywhere and it's not written anywhere, that's actually the real deal.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
It's true. I couldn't agree more.
It's really cool, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Dolly is saying maybe you are a Scorpion. Basic behavior, mysterious, very, very talented, and truth on the face. Interesting. Scorpion. Are you a Scorpion?
What I can say is I have nothing in my astrological chart. There's nothing that says Scorpio there.
So guys, what do you think he is?
That's what I'm saying. What I am has nothing to do with who I am. Like what my astrological chart says is not really a representation of who I am. And it's proved that astrology should be used in a different way. You know?
It's like I think only few people supposed to tell us what it is when it comes to astrology, like the real deal people who actually know what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now you can go on like online on like weird website created by Pug knows whom, and then it's like, oh, Scorpion is this and this, and then like famous Scorpions, Sef Alchemist.
like it's like if you meet some real like badass astrologers who know what they're talking about, they're the ones who can actually tell you, they can divine your life through astrology, but as you said, it's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, so I only done my astrological chart just once, and the things that like this person told me, I was like so astonished because before I didn't believe in astrology whatsoever, but like tiny points that even like what kind of water I have at home to drink.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
I was like, wow, okay, there are people who know what they're talking about, but there are people who don't know what they're talking about. So
astrology is part of the occult, so I think it's really,
if it's used wisely,
if it's used properly and wisely, then it becomes part of the occult, you know. So.
Yes, guys, bring more questions. Lotus Flower is asking how to be sure about intuition.
How to be sure about intuition? It's the little voice inside of you that doesn't make any sense.
but actually, it's more cuts there. Like, let's move. Guys, we're going to see cuts. But I actually understand what she's saying. It's like what she's asking. It's like sometimes you have this intuition, but like, how can we be sure that it's the real deal? Because sometimes this intuition led us to crazy places, ideas, and crazy things that we not supposed to do. But then you always say, "Oh, it was my intuition to do this thing." So how to be sure?
I'm just gonna say for me because it could be different from others. For me, it's usually the things that come to me, messages or inner voices that come to me that don't make any sense. Because I tend to be logical and I know how my mind works, but when there's something that's in my head that doesn't make any sense, it's usually the intuition. For me, that's intuition because I know normally I wouldn't do that. Normally that's not something I would do. You know? So if that makes sense.
Does it make sense to you guys? And please feel free to ask more questions. And talking about intuition, look who is following you.
They're meeting.
Intuitive meeting.
Yeah.
So cats are usually really associated with this intuition, right? I think
yeah.
even on the not the high priestess, Queen of Wands, I think the card she sits next to a black cat, and it represents the intuition that you get.
Like cats are very intuitive. You know people who have cats, and you are one of them, because you're a huge cat person.
Yes.
They're
3 cats.
they're usually they can see spirits and auras, and sometimes they meow at corners that are haunted, right? So yeah, cats are very amazing intuitive animals for sure.
Yes, orange cats are for abundance, gray cats for protection. Those are the best familiars. That's why he's following us everywhere. This is a moment of cat meditation.
It's cat. It was
So
a little cat meditation.
if Mercury Retrograde is torturing you at the moment, you need to pet a cat.
Yes, that's the best advice. Pet a cat. This actually could be the best advice. If you're having a rough time, go pet a cat. You're gonna feel better afterwards.
So lotus flower is something asking how to distinguish between the intuition
Yeah.
and mind voice.
Oh, mine. But for me, they're the same.
The same.
For me, that's the same thing. Intuition more comes from the heart. I think sometimes it comes from here, sometimes it comes from here. But for me, it's kind of the same. It's something that comes from somewhere else. If the voice in your head or in your heart, you feel like it's coming from somewhere else, so that is intuition. You know? But that's my interpretation. You know, that's my interpretation.
And the cats are so intuitive, you know, like the reason why they came to Sef, it's not because he's like really a cat lover or something, it's because he has a tuna in his back.
Oh yeah, I have tuna.
And they're still here. It's like, I know you got my fish because I was guided to fish before.
Do you think he wants tuna? Or she wants tuna?
Tuna? Should
we feed them?
Do we want to eat something? Yes. I think it's time to feed kittens. This is very occult life. Now it goes into feedage of cats, intuitive cats, and that's when it comes to intuition and my voice or following the fire, the guidance. It's like this guy definitely, yes, hello, say hi to everyone watching. Yes, he knows where tuna is. That's why he was following Sef everywhere, because he has a pack of tuna. Like, I don't have it now, you're a little bit off. This is mind voice setting. The tuna is there, it's not here. Yes. And because he followed his intuition, now he's gonna get nice fresh tuna. And orange, because he's abundant. He knows where the food is. Oh my God, we have Aruna Shokan. Hi, Inna, I'm from Karelia, Kerala, India. I want to know about my job. Dear, we're not doing any readings today. We're only feeding cats.
We're feeding cats today.
Lotus Flower saying thank you for the black cat. Yeah, black cats are awesome.
They're inhaling it. They're so hungry.
So you know when sometimes it's when people say about like giving back to community or something, Sef and myself through all of these travels, we always feed these cats
Yeah,
everywhere.
we feed cats everywhere.
It's like we
We
never.
love to feed cats, and there are always these, you know, they never say no to food. You know.
And even both of us vegans,
Yeah.
but we always have tuna or like some kind of dry food.
You
For cats?
gotta give the cats food. We try to give them vegetables, but they don't eat it. So you gotta give them tuna or
No, they're not
fish.
vegans. They're not vegans.
No, they're not vegans. They're not.
Dolly saying these cats are amazing. Yeah, they're also so huge and so nice.
And they're very like they're very it's meditative to watch cats. It's
Yes.
meditative, you know.
Because they have amazing energy. It's like they never
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
people with like bad energy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, these two other women earlier tried to pet them and they ran away from them.
Yeah. Because
But-
they knew who has the tuna.
They know. They know.
Intuition in action. So that's why when you trust your intuition, it's always gonna take you to tuna. I mean, to the right path.
There's some more. Well, the orange cat took over everything.
Yes.
He's bigger.
He needs to have more food.
Oh, they were hungry. They were hungry. You like? You like it? You like the tuna? You like the fish? This fish is a bit disgusting, but you like it. You have weird taste buds.
Yes, because dogs are more eloquent, right? Bye, cats. Okay.
All right. That was a feast. See ya.
Kisara saying there is a park full of cats in Peru.
Oh,
Oh, we should go one day.
We should go. We should go and,
Like with
and feed them.
like 10 kilos of tuna.
Maybe they give them food over there. Maybe they give them food.
By the way, guys, where are you all from? Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. So, Sef,
Yes.
where are you going?
I'm just heading to the garbage bin to throw these things. Yeah, but yeah, like I'm here.
Do you actually have any questions for people who are watching?
I have any questions? Yes, I do have a question. The question is, how many times the people who are watching right now, how many times do they use tarot to read either for themselves or for others per week? How many
Oh.
times per week?
Good question, guys. Let me know.
Is it every day? Is it 3 times a week? Is it twice a week? Is it once a week? I'm actually curious because I want to know if people just watch tarot readings
Or they actually use tarot.
Or they actually use tarot. Yeah, I'm actually curious.
Sef, you international. Dolly is watching you from India. Local shopkeeper from England. Chris from Jamaica. Rachel from
Wow,
Saudi Arabia.
Amazing.
Kisara probably from Peru.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like the whole world, you know. It's like in one location.
And this is the power of social media.
I know. Yeah.
We are so blessed.
That's so cool. Yeah, like
Chris is saying he uses tarot like 3 times per week.
3 times per week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it for questions? What kind of questions? I mean, that might be a little bit personal, but is it for general questions or specific questions? Is it more like energy of the day or more like specific?
Yes or no, or specific questions from other people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious actually.
Lily's saying every day
Nice.
as a way of living. Just started and she loves it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Nice. That's cool.
I think when you use tarot every day, that's when the magic
That's when
starts.
yeah.
Okay, local shopkeeper wants to know what your necklace mean, please. And I think we have 2 necklaces.
Yeah.
Let's talk about both of them.
So these necklaces, they're actually this one is very dear to me. I haven't worn this in a very long time. This is one of the protection necklaces I have. So I have many protection necklaces, and this is one of them. And as you can see, all the pieces I wear have a central. They have a center to them, like an eye. This one has a center here. This one has a center here. It's like an eye. So this is a protective necklace, and it's intended with sucking up any evil eye or bad energy that would be coming from someone else. You know. So when I go out and I'm interacting with people, I see that their eyes always comes here. So even if unintentionally someone tries to hex or tries to send an evil eye, even unintentionally, it comes here. It doesn't come to me or to my energy, it comes here. You know? So that's why the energy gets put in this center, in this middle. That's why there's always like a middle to the jewelry piece. There's a center to it. And this one, I wore it because also it's almost like a combo. It goes with it as well, but it's the same concept. As you can see, there's the eye here, and it's the form of a triangle. So this enhances with stabilizing my energy, because the triangle is the most stable geometric shape, and it also represents mastery, number 3, because it's 3 edges. So it's the Trinity, mastery, and stability for the energy. So protection and mastery, if you will. So kind of like they're with me. They're kind of like just helping sustain my energy, you know. As I'm outside, you know, because you're in the world, you're gonna see other people. There's other humans. People have agendas. People have motives, you know.
So basically protection, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. Do you guys have any more questions for Seth?
Has it been an hour?
Oh yes, more than an hour.
More than an hour. Okay. It didn't feel like an hour actually. It felt like
very nice
like 20
weather.
minutes. Yes, it's like a good weather today.
Kisara is saying her mother reads tarot daily for all her family.
Oh, wow.
Kisara has 12 tarot decks, but I read only when I feel pulled to. Normally I ask for what can I expect for the month. My brother only asked me for the readings. That's awesome. Like the whole family is into tarot.
Nice. The whole family. That's really cool.
Yeah, and
That's
Chris
really cool.
Chris saying 3 times a week and do to read the energy of the day in certain situations, especially when my mood is off.
Yeah.
Local shopkeeper saying thank you so much. You're very welcome. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Lily is saying my clients don't like that my priority is to make them better instead of telling them when the ex will return. When it comes to reading tarot, so it means she's reading tarot for clients.
For other people, yeah.
I think it's actually so interesting because a lot of people who are not gifted, they only care about like things like ex return, job, something like that. Yeah, it's
so
very.
It's a lot of those questions from clients usually, like love readings. Is my ex coming back? Is this person gonna be with me? You know, stuff like that. Yeah.
Rachel is using for different topics and to discuss it with her sister. So guys, you're awesome. Like you're using tarot, not only watching but using tarot. This is amazing.
I like that. Yeah. So they're using tarot. Yeah. I was curious. That's really cool. That's really cool.
So we have practitioners as well. So good job.
That's really cool.
What about you? Do you use tarot for yourself?
Every day, all the time. I have one right here. Yeah, I have it with. Like I never go out without tarot with me. Sometimes I feel like, you know, like it's even the most protective jewelry piece I have with me, more than any other. Like I'm always having tarot with me at all times. Sometimes I just go to the grocery store because I need, I don't know, something from there, right? Something. And I find myself having tarot with me, and I'm like, why am I having tarot with me? I'm just going to the grocery store and coming back. You know, like I have it with me all the time. It became like natural. It feels off. If I don't have tarot with me, it feels off, you know. I have times when I forgot my wallet and I didn't forget tarot. I forgot my wallet at home and I didn't forget tarot. So that's how this thing is following me everywhere. You know?
Oh, Lara is here. Hi, Lara.
Hello.
She's from Kuwait, which is a country I've never been to, and I really want to visit. She has a question. She's about to get her first tarot deck. Any recommendations?
First tarot deck. Whatever she's drawn to, right? Whatever you're drawn to, you go to the occult store, or if it's online, go to the store that sells the tarot online, and whatever you're drawn to. Again, that intuition we said earlier. You hear that voice inside, and it might not be logical to you. It might not make sense, but that's intuition. Intuition usually doesn't make sense. It does not. So follow that intuition and see. For example, you go to the store and then your eyes can get away from one tarot deck. You're like, you can't. You just, you know,
Just
feel
get that
like
one.
that's it. You know, so that's the one you go and get. You know, that's the one you. That's the one for you.
What about you guys who are watching? What can you recommend to Lara? If there's any tarot decks that actually helped you or that you can recommend to start with? Because for me, I think the decks that both of us using in our tarot readings are the ones that we love the most.
Yes.
So if you see whichever decks we're using, if you like any of these decks,
Yeah.
you can go for that.
Yeah.
And I think the Rider White is the easiest one to start because so much information out there.
Yeah,
Looks like
Rider Whites. You can. It's a good start. It's a good start for to get accustomed to tarot, to get used to it.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
because it's easy to learn.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting question. Lotus Flowers, and I started to use tarot every morning to know the general energy of the day, but she uses an app. Is that okay?
An app for
For
reading?
tarot readings, yeah.
Like to learn, or I guess.
No, just to pull cards.
Mm,
What's your thoughts?
It could. It could. I think as an app to give answers, it could work actually. It could, because. Well, I'm thinking about it just from, if there's like, let's say, the app has a bunch of messages. Like, let's say it has 1,000 messages, right? And then that message that comes to you, because there are no coincidences. If we go with the concept that there are no coincidences, then whatever message you're gonna get at that moment, it means that's the message that's meant for you. So the app could work, but the only thing I see with app is that it's limited. You're not gonna get the full facets of a reading, because that message is already pre-written there in the app. It's not like there's someone behind in the app who's writing messages, you know. The app is preloaded with messages, like it's preloaded with maybe 1,000 messages, or 2,000 messages, or 3,000 messages, or only 500 messages, you know. It's preloaded with that, and then it's gonna give you the message, but then it's not gonna hit the core, because it's kind of like there's gonna be some elements that are missing for sure, you know. I mean, I'm not fully against using a tarot app, but it's never gonna be the same as the real deal, as physical touching, you know. It's not gonna be as real as that, for sure, you know.
Do you want to do a one card pull for everyone watching from the back of your backpack?
Like now,
Yes,
and maybe we end the live with that,
yes,
because it's been a while.
yes. And now it's going to be a proof of actually Sef has a deck with him.
And then it's gonna be the only day I forget it. No, never. It's right here.
Aha. Lara is saying that her intuition was telling her about the occult tarot that both of us use, and the Rider deck.
Yeah.
So it was like confirmation for her. So I think this was the two decks I would recommend the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be one card pull to end this beautiful life for, I would say, the energy of the day.
Yeah. Energy of the day
For everyone watching.
for everyone. Yeah.
Let's see what comes. And guys, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for your comments,
for
for
joining.
watching,
Thank
for
you.
joining. Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And the card of the day is for everyone. Okay, so we have the King of Wands reversed, and the bottom is the Ace of Swords reversed.
So much reverse. The retrograde is real.
Retrograde is real. So you're not feeling at your highest power. Things are off. There's nothing new happening. There's stagnation. You feel a little bit low on energy. You feel a little bit kind of, you know, just It's correlates with winter. It's winter, and winter usually the energies are calm. You know, I wouldn't take it as a negative thing. I would just take it as maybe it's time to kind of, you know, stay low key, take some time for yourself, keep doing the work, because it was the night of wands. So the fire is there. That fire has to be there. You know, it has to. It's reversed, but the fire has to be there, because when you're coming out of winter and when spring is gonna start showing up, you want to be ready. You want to be ready for spring. So stagnation is there. There is no new beginnings. There is no. It's not. There's nothing eventful happening in your life right now, but you have to keep doing the work, because when spring hits, it's gonna bring a lot of good things. That's the message.
Thank you so much. I love the message. So guys, waiting for spring. If you live in a cool country where it doesn't, there is no winter, you're so lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky.
It's like
for
Red
sure.
Academia, like Morocco.
Yeah.
Morocco is definitely very warm.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys so lucky. And we're gonna wait for spring.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining.
guys. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.